morning, Vendetta.
Morning, Seth. How's it going?
Good, my dude. Good. How are you doing?
I'm doing well.
Maybe just had a nice chat with Devil about FPX's results here in the EPL going into tonight. They got that elimination match. It's gonna be a banger against
Oh,
OG.
true, true. Yeah, group
Yeah.
kind of turned out like we expected. Just absolute chaos, didn't it?
Yeah, I'd say so. It's definitely like when we got into it, we were just like, this is gonna be a messy group, and sure enough, except that, dude, like I'm still in this race. I called FPX to be the upset team to take that third slot, and they beat big. You know,
Yeah, yeah.
they could totally beat OG. They can
Oh
they
no,
can make this
I think they
happen.
will. I think they have a really good shot. I guess one upside for OG is that they're getting Nico back for that game. But yeah, FPX are like they're just solid, really, really solid. Straight up. I have been disappointed by Big though overall, but I don't know. I guess it's been pretty pretty tight games. They've all of the games that they've lost have been 2-1s, and then they beat Complexity 2-0. It's not like they've been far away from actually just pulling it off. But
Uh huh.
yeah,
It's definitely been oh man, it's been interesting. It's been interesting for sure. But OG chokes so hard. I see that from Zeus in the chat. Zeus is rarely wrong. So dude has definitely got he's got his eyes on the situation. What is it that I was what is it that I was thinking of here? I mean, right off the bat, dude, I wanted to already. I mean, you guys have gone for Lekr0, right?
yeah,
That's the big shift
yeah, yeah, yeah.
that we have seen. And last time we talked, it wasn't in the cards yet. This move, I think, and it's been a while since you were on the stream. So like, how are things developing right now?
I mean, right now everything's still kind of chaotic. Um, and this, like we've had like I'll say 3 practice days, but it's not 3 full practice days. With Lecker on the team, just due to the fact that we made the basically like the signatures for everything came through the same day we played the first game in the Pinnacle tournament.
The hell? Okay then.
Yeah. So we had like 1 hour with Lekr0 before playing the first official with versus Havu. Um,
And Havu are no joke. So that's
yeah,
not a fun
and we
time.
went.
Disturbed is in the
Yeah.
chat right now though, so you better watch out what you're saying about Havu. He may take offense.
No, no, no. Like we think Havu are basically like a guarantee for top 20 slot, and then they should be getting invites to a bunch more tournaments and whatnot. They're really good. But even with like the chaotic startup, I guess to everything, we still went OT in both maps.
Mm-hmm.
And even though definitely both teams kind of played scrappy CS, if you want to put it that way, we definitely had chances to win that match. But for us, we're pretty happy about how we're not completely all over the place for having played such a small amount of time together. Because even
Mm-hmm.
though we're just changing one player, we're having to change up a fair bit of stuff. Like role wise, Lekr0 probably fits in better, and it will allow for us to kind of put Heap in new places. That's going to allow for him to kind of showcase his skill more. Um, but we have to go through that. People need to learn new nades. People need to learn new roles within certain rounds and everything, and that's just gonna take time.
And so that was going to be. I mean, you can see that you've been a commentator and analyst before, Ben, because you know where the story's going right off the bat. But that was going to be the question, right? It's like, how does Lekr0
Yeah,
slot in? Is Freiburg still calling? Is Lekr0 going to be looking at that IGL role? Or are we just counting on him to frag? Like, what's the play here with Lekr0 joining the roster?
I mean now you kind of you're gonna get to see old Lekr0 again,
Hey, okay. I remember old
right?
Lekr0.
Like
He was pretty dangerous with the Deeg.
yeah, this is gonna be like Fnatic Lekr0 and Nip prior to IGLing Lekr0.
Okay then.
Yeah, yeah. And again, like people might remember, people might not remember, but Lekr0 kind of just took the IGLing role in NIP out of necessity because nobody else would. Before that, no one ever saw him as an IGL. Um, And yeah, no, people just saw him as a fragger and
But
just
that's
a solid
true.
overall player, and that's what he's gonna be now. He's not gonna be slotted into a role that's not necessarily his wheelhouse. And I think it's gonna be good because he still does have the experience of calling, and now he gets to have the chance of being, somewhat of a secondary caller, which is going to help out Freiburg. I think again, just individually, things are going to be much easier for Lekr0, and making the adaptation and transitioning into a new team, a new play style, and whatnot. All of that's going to be easier for him as well. Um, so I think everything about it just kind of makes sense. Everything just tends to add up in a neat little way when it comes to this move. And yeah, like how he slots into the team, it just fits, which is really really nice of the feeling.
Are you and Willeraf? I see the Kappa. I see you trolling, but that is true though. Like it is a concern. Like, are you confident in his ability to like start fragging again after the IGL phase? Because the kind of
Oh
isn't that kind of the
hell yeah!
thread
Oh
with
yeah, no, definitely. Like so many players kind of ruin
their ability to
their
frag because
career.
they get too sucked
Yeah,
into the head games or whatever.
yeah. Everybody starts overthinking every situation, and then you hesitate and you fall off. No, I actually have no worries about that at all.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Basically because like the first practice game we came into, he had like 38 frags or something. I just kind of balled out. He seems just very unaffected by well, if you want to call it chaos, confusion, or whatever. Just extremely calm person who, yeah, just is able to focus on his crosshair, which doesn't sound like the hardest task in the world, but again, we've seen plenty of players fall to it. So um, overall, been really happy with what Lekr0 has shown so far. And I think once we actually get to talk through more than three maps, in the map pool, we're actually going to be we're pretty damn solid.
So, what does your schedule look like right now? When are you guys going to be able to get some good prac in to start laying down that groundwork?
It kind of depends on how we do. We play Pinnacle later today versus Windstrike, uh, which is again like we've gotten quite the I guess quite the matchup in Pinnacle so far with Habu first, then Sinners, and
Yeah,
now
you're not
Windstrike. So
getting any
it's all
easy breaks. You're not getting any.
no,
You're
it's
not getting
literally all
eased into things.
it's literally all the top ranked teams who aren't just directly invited for the playoffs. Um, but still, there are teams that we should get to a point where we expect to beat them, and so on.
Yeah.
Um, no, but depending on how all of this goes, etc., that's going to impede the practice schedule a bit. But we will get, regardless, some time off um, to practice for about a week and a half. Maybe with like one match day here and there because they have scheduled it pretty nicely. So we will get days off once the Swiss stage is over, and then the main priority and focus for us is the Blast qualifier for the showdown, like the Nordic Blast qualifier, which is going to be at the end of March. Um, so we should be, obviously we're not going to be perfect by then, but we're going to have had the opportunity to talk through every map. Lekr0
Yeah.
is going to be actually aware of the entirety of our playbook, and so on. Obviously, there's going to be hiccups and there's going to be mistakes and whatnot, but now he will actually have been on the same map as all the others at the same time and on the same team speak, having thought about what what we actually plan to do. So all of those things are going to be a big upside.
Well, it's. I mean, that's the main thing. Like actually having time to develop. Are you guys? You guys are calming in Swedish, right? You're not doing any kind of weird
Yeah,
Norwegian mix. It's all Swedes.
yeah, it's full on Swedish. Halser again, like Svorsk, that's where we're rolling with for him. But again, it's pretty much the same.
Is this some Norwegian
Uh,
thing that I'm missing? Like, what's going on there?
no, Svorsk is just Swedish and
Norsk.
Norwegian. Yeah,
Svorsk. I
exactly.
get it. I get it. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
so
Okay.
you do like every kind of like iffy word you do that in Swedish, and then the rest is basically just Norwegian words with a Swedish accent. So
I love it, dude.
it works out. Yeah, no, but yeah, communication is not an issue at all. And we were speaking in Swedish prior to this as well.
Hmm.
But yeah, obviously now again back to majority Swedish. It's natural to just go that route, and that it doesn't really impede on anyone's ability to speak or focus or just think for themselves in any way. So that's good.
I mean, that's the main thing, right? It's going to be communication. It's just fun that you're talking a little bit about this as well with Devil Walk in terms of comms, in terms of like shifting things up with the rosters. Feels like
Oh
they're
god,
constantly in flux.
yeah, I'm so happy I'm not FPX in that scenario because they have about 15 different nationalities and
Yeah,
they
it's
like if yeah, I mean yeah, like again just having like that split second where you need to remember the correct word in English instead of Finnish or Swedish
oh,
or
dude.
Macedonian or no actually excuse me, Main's from Montenegro, isn't he? So but yeah, like you have so many different languages, and you know your brain in a hectic situation is most likely just going to default um, to your mother tongue, right?
Yeah,
So that becomes hectic. Um,
dude. I have
and I'm
so
really
much
happy we don't have to do
respect
that.
for international players now. I played in this charity event not too long ago where I was playing with a bunch of Swedes, and I was trying to calm in Swedish, and my game just went off a cliff. Because it was,
Oh yeah,
I
yeah,
must have had smoke coming out of my ears because I was just trying to think, like, what am I going to say in Swedish? Höger,
oh yeah.
vänster, all this sort of stuff. And then, like, oh my God. And then the entire time, I'm not even able to focus on my crosshair because I'm so focused on trying to be able to calm clearly.
Yeah,
And it's just like, dude, I can't imagine playing at a pro level, trying to speak a second language to communicate in a split second what needs to happen in order to win a round. Like, dude, I have so much respect for those players.
yeah. No, it's an absolute nightmare. Like
That's
it's
amazing.
I think everybody noticed that when they go off of their native language and try to do something in a hectic situation because your brain just kind of lags, and it's not just with the words; it's with everything you do. Like you'll see like probably if you watch that charity stuff back, you'll see yourself just kind of randomly stopping in certain situations.
Uh huh.
Like either you let go of WASD or your crosshair just stops adjusting to the new angles you're getting and everything because you're trying to calm something,
Yep.
and it's really funky.
It's I'm gonna keep a closer eye on that in the future. I'm actually like, going into it actually. Okay, so I mean, right now it's like integrating Lekr0 into the roster,
Yeah.
getting him up to date on the maps. This is obviously the top priority now for the team. As
Mm-hmm.
soon as you guys have time to work on it, that's going to be the focus.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. The good thing is that obviously there is some. Well, right now he's comes straight out of a Danish team, right, in North. So in terms of having him adjust to the fact that there's a lot to take in a
Mm.
short period of time, that seems to go pretty smoothly for him. In large part, it's mainly the name of the certain rounds that we like to run that he needs to kind of separate so he doesn't throw the wrong smoke for the wrong round and stuff like this or go the wrong place. But he's been very good at actually just keeping track of it all in a short amount of time. So I don't think that's going to be too big of an issue. Then from that point on, it's all about just getting time in together. We have the opportunity to kind of get a feel for each other. Forrest and Lekr0 obviously know each other very well from their time in
Yeah, I was about to say
from
that
their time in
some of them are going to
SIP.
have a little bit of experience together.
Yeah, but in the grand scheme of things, everybody needs to get a feeling for how they like to play with each other, even though it's only one new player that we get in there. So, but it's gonna be good. Like I'm really excited about having Lekr0 on the team. He's absolutely fantastic, honestly, and I think people are gonna be happy about seeing Lekr0 kind of in his intended role, right? Like he's not forced into an IGL thing yet again.
That's the big one, isn't it? Exactly. He's
Yeah,
actually going to get to play in the role that he wants to play, and that's fantastic news. That's really good. I
yeah.
mean, yeah. I mean, to me, there is a question in the chat. In terms of like how much time do you have to prepare for Windstrike? I guess if you guys are going to be playing Windstrike, right? Like, are you guys
Yo,
doing any prep specifically for them, or are you just kind of focusing entirely on yourselves going into the match?
entirely on ourselves because we don't have the basically the time allotted. It's more important that Lekr0 knows what we're doing than what they're doing. in that sense, so we can function as a team.
Uh-huh.
And speaking of that, I actually need to hop off right now. So
Well, there we go.
prep.
Yeah, impeccable timing. Well, dude, best of luck today in your match. I look forward to
so
seeing how it
much.
goes.
Thank you so much. Hopefully, we can put up a good showing and keep on playing.
You got this. Come on, new.
All right.
All right.
See you later.
Take care, dude.